My plan was at that stage very definite. Victoria Line had stories of people jumping in front of slightly too slow trains and just being paralysed. So I needed to kind of make sure that I did it in the right sort of place. And I actually felt really happy, but I was going to die. I think it was a collection of things. It wasn't just one thing that triggered, and I didn't really know how to talk to anybody about it. I tried to sort of kill myself at university when I was doing my undergrad a couple of times, but that was tended to be with drink, and it was kind of bubbling up of emotions. I basically just got to the point where I didn't want to be here, and I just couldn't see how and what to do. But the kind of big trigger event was my dad killed himself when I was 17. For a long time I was angry about my dad, but I just never explored that, because after he died I wasn't allowed to be emotional. Like, I think I was, but just in my head I shouldn't have been emotional. So that kind of caught up with me. Suicide, of course, it doesn't discriminate. It can, and I think it can happen to as many people as on the planet, and I think it does. I think there's a lot of shame around it that people don't admit how they're feeling.
Hopefully you'll get a sense that Maytree is very, the house and the environment very safe. It's not formal, it's not medical, and it's about providing people with space to kind of talk, rest and reflect. Well, the whole reason that Maytree was set up, because what the founders realised was that there was this huge gap, because you either had a helpline or you got sectioned, or there's a medical model, and there was nothing in between. So even to this day, we're the only residential, non-medical respite centre for people that are suicidal. And that, yes, a stay at Maytree will hopefully enable you to reconnect with people. Hopefully it will be a stepping stone for you to get longer term support, and hopefully it will give you that tiny little bit of hope, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel, to give you the kind of energy to make a decision that actually life is worth living and holding on to.
There were a couple of sessions with volunteers here, and I can still remember who they were, who really just hit nails on the head based on their experience. So it just gave clarity that I'm not the only person who feels like this. I think I became more comfortable in feeling uncomfortable. Not much, but it just wasn't as distressing to be suicidal. But it just gave me the confidence that lots of people have been here before. Pretty sure most of them haven't killed themselves, and that in itself's quite precious.
What we hopefully do is enable people to kind of reconnect with human beings, and also know that they're not alone. It's about learning how to manage those thoughts and feelings, but also kind of reinforcing that I'm worth it, I'm worth being here, I'm worth living to, living, and life is worth holding on to. But the majority of society think that suicide is a selfish act. The more people that find the courage to talk about that, hopefully that will challenge society's way of thinking about it.